Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking about similarities of civilizations outside of Rome that were not Rome but still similar to Rome. Okay. Now previously I made some comparisons that Pakistan is like the Rome of Asia. In this video I'm going to be talking a bit about Uganda with General Idi Amin as the leader. Now, Uganda can be considered as the Rome of Africa, and I'm going to be telling you why that is. Is because General Idi Amin was also a Caesar-like dictator, someone like on the level of Tiberius or um, something like that. Because uh, Uganda had a military dictatorship under General Idi Amin. So Uganda can be seen as the Rome of Africa, the Romans of Africa that are Roman like. Okay? So anywhere where you see a military dictatorship, that is something that was taken, that's Roman influence. Look, even if you look at Spain under its dictator, I forgot there was a Spanish dictator, Salazar or something. I'm not so sure if that, I forgot the name. I have to, I'll post some links though. So anywhere where you see a military rule, that is Roman influence. Anywhere where there's a military dictatorship based on military and fighting and sports, that is Roman culture, Rome's influence. Okay? Now, Pakistan has a fighting culture. They have a military dictatorship, okay, where the officers uh, have the position of power and the wealth, and the athletes, sportsmen, have the most influence and power. Same thing in Uganda. Uh, General Idi Amin was also a good in sports and boxing. He was also a military leader. So that's why Uganda can be seen as the Rome of Africa, the Romans of Africa. Okay? Um, and living that luxurious lifestyle in a villa and all that kind of stuff. So that's the what Uganda can be considered as the Romans of Africa. Okay? Under General Idi Amin. It was also very sports influenced, where if you were a good boxing heavyweight champion, you would be considered almost like a god over there. If you are a good fighter in the ring, especially heavyweight champion, you know? I think General Idi Amin was also in the heavyweight category. See, this is what Rome was. If you are good in combat sports, okay, boxing, mud wrestling, gladiator fights, taming, or something like, all these kind of blood sports, combat sports, or you were a good military leader, then you would be considered fit to rule the Roman Republic. It was the same system in Uganda. It's the same system in Pakistan. Okay, those who have the courage to fight, okay, and make it in combat sports or something like a chariot race would be considered fit and skilled enough to rule. Okay, and after enough bloodshed and all that stuff, you could get into things like philosophy and less violent things. Okay, when you're fed up with all the violence. Okay, so that's basically the culture of Rome, to put it as brutally honest as possible. Okay? Now, it's difficult to take something and narrow it down, but the brutal honest truth about Rome is this: that if you, the more fit you are in the arena or in the battlefield, the more you're going to make it in Roman society. Okay? It's not basically a society where only because you had a lot of money you will have the power. It's more on, hey, how well can you lead an army and win victories? How well can you fight in an arena? Okay, in combat sports, where you could possibly face death with the option and possibility to reincarnate yourself or resurrect yourself as you were before you died, or in whatever time lapse you want. So, with the permission, of course, of the natural elements, okay, because everyone is living off of them, even in the spiritual and supernatural. So, uh, yeah, that's what I have to say in this video on why Uganda can be considered as the Romans of Africa. And look, anywhere where you have a military dictatorship, look, even Saddam Hussein's dictatorship in Iraq could be considered somewhat being as the Romans of the Middle East. You know, Iraq under the dictator Saddam Hussein. So you can say that the Iraqis can be seen as the Romans of the Middle East. Pakistan can be seen as the Romans of Asia. Uganda can be seen as the Romans in the... Now, I made a previous video on that. According to Rome, Rome doesn't classify everyone on that continent as Africans. So you can say it as Uganda in that continent can be considered as the Romans of what is known as the African continent, if that makes any sense, okay? But whatever. Who can be seen as the Romans in the Far East? You know, the Far East, China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, and all these other places. If I had to really put a lot of thinking into it, I would say Japan would be considered the Romans of the Far East. The Japanese with their whole samurai culture. Okay? So the cultures that are similar to the Romans outside of Rome would be Pakistan, Japan under their military dictatorship or the Imperial Japanese Army, Uganda under General Idi Amin, Saddam Hussein, the dictator of Iraq. So yeah, these are cultures that can be seen as Romans outside of Rome, or Roman empires outside of the Roman Empire, okay? Because I told you the culture of Rome is, you know, military dictatorship, combat sport. So, yeah. So that's all I have to say on cultures similar to Rome, outside of Rome in this video. I might speak more about Rome in future videos. So that's all I have in this video. You can check out the links in the description box below if you're interested. I'll see you people in upcoming videos.